If you're a visitor to Bentonville, you'll have somebody take you by there to show you the masterpiece.
The masterpiece, which is created by Jeremy Witek, it's basically one of the greatest art pieces in the world.
It's such a unique piece of artwork and trail in our community in Bentonville. It's really begun to set us apart from every other community.
It is mind-blowing. The fact that he created this is, I can't even comprehend how he did it. It's awesome.
Everybody wants to come ride it, like that's a draw, you know, it's kind of our mecca. Like you want to come see all the cool spots, and now we can say we've been to Bentonville.
This masterpiece is awesome. There's so many different lines every time I drop in. It's literally like, what path do I want to take? You can jump it, you can wall ride, you can nose man, there's just endless options in just the biking community here. It's so many people, it speaks for itself. It's awesome.
You don't think anyone's ever going to say yes to it, and then somehow you get to build it and bring your wildest thoughts to life. I don't think that happened anywhere else in the world but here.
So when Jeremy and his team had this idea to build this really special trail on the north side of Crystal Bridges Museum, you know, this thing had to be a work of art. And so really this idea that Jeremy and his team had kind of evolved as they were constructing the trail. And we were getting really excited as it continued to evolve. And using steel and stone and dirt, they just continued to create this thing that was just flowed down that hill.
The materials that went into building the masterpiece run the gamut from dirt and rock that's native to Arkansas to the metal and all of the machining that went in and welding.
You can tell that Jeremy spent some time in his creative mind, putting together the story that he wanted to tell. The encapsulating part for me is the chain, the way he took the specific links of the chain. It's many, many thousands of feet of chain, and he's taken and he's contorted it, put it into the flow, the contour, and even using it as braces, and to me is one of my favorite parts of the feature.
If you look at the detail, the railings made of chain, the metal work that's customized, the actual parts of the bracing on the handrails look like bicycle spokes. And then to be able to bend the metal to make little rollers that you can jump, and then using stone for the lips on the jumps. And then making a bridge, beautiful to look at, but also fun to ride. It was really fun to see, you know, stones as large as vehicles being stacked up to make that overpass. So again, it adds to the natural beauty of the terrain when you're using, you know, natural features like stone and dirt together.
One great feature about the masterpiece is it's all inclusive. So you can have athletes that compete in the Nitro Circus go around as entertainers. You've got, of course, Jeremy's Ridable family that can come and session this thing all day long, to little kids and family members and everybody in between.
I've never seen anything like that, this bridge as well, with the huge chain and everything that he's used. That makes it super unique.
The team at Global Action Sports Solutions, led by Jeremy, has put together the most unique feature that I've seen on a trail system to date.
It's about what we can do when a great team comes together, whether it's the Walton Family Foundation funding it, or Northwest Arkansas Trailblazers helping deliver the concept, or the opportunity for me to come up with the concept and them supporting it, and we work together as a team.
Jeremy is one of the hardest working people in the world. Like, he'll work 12 hours through the night just to get to like another job, to bid it, he's just driving constantly and hauling stuff and fixing stuff, and he's got an arsenal of skills.
He works so hard and puts 110% into everything that he does.
When I think of Jeremy, I think of just someone that's going to get the project done. I mean, clearly his work speaks for itself.
Jeremy's kind of a mad scientist. He's definitely an artist, and you never know what he's going to end up with. He's always got a bunch of ideas, and it may take him a while to get it done, but sooner or later he's going to come out with something that really works well, and it's fun to ride and beautiful to look at.
Like, I've watched him work on a bunch of Ridable events, and then he worked on like, you know, a bunch of like South America spots and stuff, and he did some stuff in Texas, and the rollers to the chain and everything. I mean, that's one of the most beautiful artistic rideable pieces in the world, like I've ever seen. I made the comment when I went up the first time, like, no one's ever ridden this just once. There's no way that you just get to the end, you're like, oh, what's the next spot? Like, you have to go back up and try that again, which is just such a strong feeling.
The best unique feature about the Masterpiece is it is inspiring for all. So it's a feature on the Oz Trails here in Bentonville, Arkansas that is rideable, sessionable. It can be incorporated into a cross-country ride. You can have folks that go out there and work on their air and style. It is a feature that is beginner-friendly all the way to the expert, advanced, or even Red Bull athletes.
It's really cool that if you're driving by there and you just see, 20 kids all cheering each other on, riding it, trying out new things, and it's really going to help step up that level of participation from our local youth. And I can't wait to see what happens in 10 years with some of these kids, because they have the opportunity to experience something like the Masterpiece.
I've seen little kids on small pedal bikes to all the way from big pros hit the line, and they all seem to be having really fun. We ride there probably once a week. Everybody has a smile on their face, and when they're done, they always want to talk about doing it again and how much fun they had on it.
The idea for me with this project is to show that pieces can be artsy and function well, and they can be enjoyable to watch. I tried to establish essentially a micro park where this bridge is, and make that space more unique and more enjoyable for everybody, not just the rider, but for the community as a whole. And I think that's an important aspect to take in consideration when you're a professional trail builder. It's not just about the trails, it's about the community too.
The impact that the Masterpiece has on the community is tenfold, essentially because it's located downtown. It's also a culmination of cycling and art. It brings the two together here in Bentonville, Arkansas. So you're telling two stories simultaneously, and the community itself is very involved in the process of the build-out, which was quite interesting to watch, very elaborate, and you can tell by the final product that the team succeeded. I've traveled all over the world by bike, and I'm always hunting out those destinations, and this would be one of those spots that's on that list because of what it entails. It tells a story, talks about cycling, and creativity at its finest.